what is the purpose of it and all and everything, because you're already an expert on that area. So I don't know how to touch all these things. And directly I'm going out to the tool. I just want to give you for 5 to 10 minutes of overview of the tool, and maybe I will try to explain you what is covered as part of a course. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do now. So we have so SAP BODS 4.2 is a tool on which you're going to have a training. So first of all, if you see here, the standard data warehousing approach. So you will be having, source, and it will be attached to the BODS. On top of that, we have a semantic layer that will be a universe, and on top of that, you will be having a reporting tools. So this is an entire business intelligence process. In the business intelligence process, you can say like where exactly the BODS is fit into, and how many servers we can have, how many physical servers we can scatter into. It all depends upon the number of jobs and how many records that we are trying to load every day or every hour. It all depends upon the several factors and sizing of the BODS and all and everything. So when it comes to the BODS as an heterogeneous or as a data integrator, where it is going to integrate different sources and load into your target. So if you observe carefully here, this flow diagram, these are all the different sources where BODS will talk to. So SAP CRM, RDBMS systems, and mainframes, and all those things. So we are going to take original data, and you're going to extract and transform the data, and you're going to load the data into properly structured format. The loading can be happen in SAP BW system or in general SAP BI, business intelligence, non-SAP tools, SAP ERP systems. So it will be in ERP systems, SAP CRM, SAP different modules of ERP systems what we have, and non-SAP ERP systems as well, like civil analytics, JD Edwards,
Why Untitled
people.
should be mention SAP HANA, which is the most popular one right now?
Yeah. Obviously, so SAP HANA, because it's an old PPT. That's the reason it didn't included in that. So SAP HANA, and in fact, in my current project, we are loading into SAP HANA, and on top of that, we are creating the different models. And
Okay.
on top of that models, we are trying to create a web intelligence reports and Tableau reports. That is the overall structure of the my current project actually. So yeah, so this is how actually the typical data services model will work out. And as you're aware, in data services, we have two parts actually. One is the data integrity, and second one is the data quality. When we talk about data quality, you can clearly understand this example. So this is the original raw data. On top of this data, we have a standardized and corrected data, and we will be after that match and deduplicate the data. This is comes as part of a data quality management. When it comes to the data quality management, we have a different tools that are available. Different transformations. To say, like we have something like an address cleanse, data cleanse, geocoder, and match transformations. These are all the transformations where data quality management will give us. Until now, I made an attempt to explain you the overview of an SAP BODS. So, what is a BODS and what type of categories we have in BODS? In this particular slide, you're going to seeing so data services technical architecture. When I talk about data services technical architecture, so you will have different approaches here actually. So how exactly the tools of a BODS are scattered across, or logically how they are connected, or physically how they are connected. So as you have a basic idea of, of a SAP BODS, and SAP BODS, this is a tool actually where you're going to spend 95% of your time as a developer in this particular tool called SAP BODS Designer. And in order to log in into this designer, in order to save your work, in order to save your metadata, so you need to have some backend repository that is called as a local repository. So local repository is nothing but a specific to one user. So you let us take an example. So two developers are there in the project, and two people are working on the BODS. So if the two people are working in the BODS, then the project requires, our BODS application requires two local repositories, one for each developer. Okay. And in order to share the code developed by the developers, we need to have a central repository. And we need to perform profiling. So we need to have a profiler repository. So in order to execute your jobs in BODS, we require a job server. So these are all the different methodologies or different tools, how they are connected with each other. Okay, this is a logical way of connection of the SAP BODS. When it comes to the physical architecture, so this slide will show you how exactly we can scatter our BODS servers. So in earlier case, like we have seen how the components of an SAP BODS are connected with each other. But in this case, you will see different physical systems, how the how the applications of an SAP BODS are scattered. So job server can be on different physical system. Local repository is nothing but a database on different system. And so our BODS designer that will be on your workstation. So all these different three components can be on same system or it can be on the different system. But in real-time scenario in our projects, we will maintain different physical systems for each and every component here or layer. You can say that. Okay, this is the physical architecture of an SAP BODS. So now, because so you already know what is a designer, and this is the designer application where you are going to create your jobs. This is the project, and this is a job. What happening? Just give me one minute. Yeah. So this is a job, and this is a data flow, and this is a workflow, and this is a local object library. So in this particular tab, you will be having a transformations. In different tab, you will be having a transformations. I mean, data stores, file formats, data flows, workflows, jobs, projects, and everything will be there. This is the hierarchy actually. You will be defining a project as a placeholder. Inside that, you will be having several jobs. Inside job, you will be having a workflow. Inside that workflow, you will be having a data flow. And data flow is the lowest level object within the BODS where it actually holds the logic. Okay. If you see here, we have a source and we have a target and we have a transformation. The source is nothing but we are going to perform some extraction activity. Target is nothing but we are loading into a target, and in between we have a T. So extraction, transformation, and loading. This is what actually happens in SAP BODS. So having this particular knowledge, so you can go to the next slide. It will give you understanding of what are the different pre-built applications where the BODS can talk to. Different databases, the BODS can extract the data or load into a data. Different applications, different file and transports, and different mainframe systems where BODS can talk to. And in the RDBMS systems, we can have an SAP HANA also included here. Okay, so we have something like a data store mechanism. So data store is nothing but a logical layer, logical connection between source and target to the BODS, where it will hold the logical details of the system, and it will allow us to contact BODS to the source or target systems. So in case of a RDBMS systems or SAP applications or other non-file systems, we can have a data store. If it is a file, you will be having a file format. So this is an object hierarchy in BODS actually. So if you see here, we have jobs. Inside that job, we have workflows and data flows. Inside that, so you will be having transformations, and inside that you will be having data sources where we can have functions, tables, documents, and everything are listed here. Okay, this is how actually the things will happen. So we have basically BODS platform transformations. In that we have a query transformation. Like that, the slide will give us all the information. This is very high level actually. So what we are going to see, what we are going to achieve in the SAP BODS. Yeah, anything you want to understand, or I want to make it very simple and straight, because you are a real-time expert. So this is the overall so about BODS. So
Do you
let
have
me.
any contents which you can send me and which you will cover in this course?
Yeah, sure. Just give me 1 minute. I thought of show you now. I'm just checking. Just give me 1 minute. I can show you right now. Yeah, I find it.
Also, what is your style of teaching, delivering these sessions?
The style of teaching would be online. I mean, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you and teach you. And if you see here, this is what we are going to start. So BOD is overview, and BOD is designer concepts. We're going to start, and we're going to have a bad job. So we're going to defining the data interior transformation. We're going to define data platform transformation and defining data quality transformations. And we are going to say like one real-time scenario, and that is slowly changing dimension, how to implement 0, 1, and 2, how to make use of functions, scripts, and variables in BODS, and data assessment in BODS. It's something like a data profiling, and error handling technique, and exception handling technique, how to implement if conditional clause, while loop implementation. And so we also have capturing data. So what is the CDC mechanism first of all, and so how the source-based CDC or target-based CDC will be achieved. What is the multi-user environment? When I say multi-user environment, it is nothing but migration of the code, how to do that, and how to integrate to an SAP and as a source, and how to load the data into an SAP HANA. That is what we are going to see, BODS and SAP HANA system. And everything would be on the physical system. I'm going to show you the server, and I'm going to explain you on the server. Each and everything will be a practical.
So, what you will expect from me?
Sorry.
What you will be expecting from me?
Uh,
Will you give me some assignments so that I can also do?
Normally, what I believe is whatever I have shown you, or I'm going to show you in a session. If you can practice, because anyway, like you'll be having a recorded sessions, right? So if you can practice, that will be more than enough. Yeah.
Practice the same thing.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do it. Or what normally what I will do is, see, let us take an example. I'm explaining you. some example. Okay, so I will tell you. Okay, so go ahead and do the requirement in different way. So that kind of assignment I'm going to give you. So let's say an example. I have explained you the query transformation. Okay, and different way. Now I'm going to give you a couple of or one scenario in a session itself. So hey, please try this. So that you will be covering that particular transform. Yeah, you can say like to answer a question. Yes, some kind of an assignment. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I will prefer that because last time I had a couple of training from Techie training. I think that is institute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that instructor was very good in that sense because he was just giving assignments with each session, and it was really practical. And then
Mm-hmm.
before that session, I already did my certification. I'm talking about Webby.
Oh, baby. Okay. Techie training.
So this one for BODS, I'm also expecting the same, so that I should have that much knowledge during this session, during this course, and then as soon as we finish this course, then I will appear in certification.
Okay, sure.
So when will be the course starts? When which day?
I mean, so what are the timings that you are looking for?
Uh, f-
Um,
right now, I told him that I will prefer weekend.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And
So
okay, so weekend also at what time actually?
we can set time either it will be your evening time and my morning time,
Okay,
or your morning time and my evening time. We can mutually set that time.
okay, yeah. So yeah, the course duration would be 22 hours actually, or 22 hours the minimum, and maximum would be 25 to 30 hours. I mean, it will vary. You can say like 25 hours average, and it can go beyond 32 hours, depends upon the way you ask me your questions. So,
So do you think in 22 to 25 hours we can finish everything?
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is a normal, yeah, doing it.
Okay. So on weekend then we can spend more time. Let's say
Definitely.
at
Maybe
one day maybe
four
2.5
week.
hours or
Yeah,
maybe
yeah, 2.5 hours. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 2 hours or 2.5 hours on Saturday and Sunday. So 5 hours. Like that will require a four weekends. So
yeah, then then whole week I will have some time for practice, and I
yeah,
can do it.
definitely, yeah.
So if you can give this contents to organizer, and then he can share with me, and then let me have a look.
Okay, yeah.
So far, yeah, so far it looks good.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Pankaj.
Thank you, thank you. Bye.